Hello and welcome to the Revolutionary Marriage Podcast. I'm Dr. Debi, and today we're talking about one of the biggest myths in modern relationship. The idea that if couples just talk more, they'll be able to fix whatever's wrong. If that were true, most couples would already be thriving. But let's be honest, you've talked, you've explained, you've repeated yourself, you've tried to be calm, reasonable, clear, and it still didn't work. That's because talking more doesn't solve anything if you're not actually understanding one another. You're not communicating poorly, you're translating poorly. Because men and women use language differently, by design. Miscommunication is common, even when a man and a woman grew up in the same country and speak the same language. He uses words to relay information. The fewer the words, the better. She uses words to create connection. The more words, the deeper the connection, especially when those words carry emotion. Neither is wrong. They're just different. He was taught to keep his feelings to himself, to process them privately, and take action to fix whatever caused them. He believes that's how a mature human being handles emotions. She was taught to express her feelings openly, especially with those closest to her. She believes that's how a mature human being handles emotions. So when she talks, she's not merely expressing words, she's building a bridge, or trying to. And when he listens, he's not avoiding emotion, he's scanning for the bottom line, even if there isn't one. Because of those differences, their messages often get lost in translation. He's filtering her words through his life experience, and she's filtering his words through hers. Neither realizes they're decoding two entirely different messages. She's talking in paragraphs. He's looking for the point. She's feeling her way through the connection. He's searching for the problem to solve. And before he settles on one, she's already changed the subject, at least from his point of view. Sound familiar? Years ago, I was counseling an engaged couple who'd hit a roadblock on their way to the altar. As they struggled to understand one another, the woman looked at her fiancé and said, "I hate that I'm causing you so many problems. Maybe you'd be better off without me. Maybe it'd be better if I just walked away." Now, you can probably understand what she meant, right? She sounded willing to sacrifice her own happiness for his. But that's not what he heard. What he actually heard was, "You better get your act together, butter. I'm out of here." He was deeply wounded by her words and didn't want it to show. So he stiffened his upper lip and shut her out to protect himself. When I told her how he heard her statement, she looked at us both in disbelief. Then he confirmed it. Her expression of care had been translated as criticism. Why? Because his sensitivity to rejection, his fear of not being good enough, colored the meaning of her words. He was listening through the filter of emotion, through his vulnerability to her and his own fear of failure. Once they understood that, everything changed. She realized he wasn't cold or distant. He was protecting his heart. And he realized she wasn't attacking. She was actually longing for closeness. And together, they began to decode one another. Not perfectly, but with curiosity and even laughter. Because once you understand how your mate communicates, you gain a framework for translation. You stop assuming the worst and start interpreting the best. You turn frustration into fascination, and you rediscover the chemistry that misunderstanding once buried. If you've ever felt misunderstood, if you've ever thought, "We're just not communicating," I promise you, you're probably closer than you think. Talking more won't solve it, but accurate translation will. Download my free guide, 3 Secrets to Being Heard, and learn how men and women can speak the same words yet mean entirely different things, and how to translate those differences into understanding, connection, and extraordinary love. Because extraordinary love isn't created by talking more, it's created by learning how to understand one another deeply. Thank you for joining me on the Revolutionary Marriage Podcast. And remember, extraordinary love is never an accident. It's the result of strength, beauty, synergy, life.